Good evening and welcome back. If you want clear, honest explanations of what is really happening in Washington and how it affects your wallet, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now so you never miss a breakdown like this.
And thank you, Mr. Secretary, for coming before the committee as well. It's pretty clear. And listen, who needs to get into arguments when you need answers? And but you can see the frustration on this side. I appreciate your loyalty to the president and understanding your responsibility, but it seems pretty clear that in the time that we're given to ask a question, et cetera, the reason that people are seeking yes and no answers is because of the time that's allotted. It has nothing to do with you personally or whatever. You're obviously very bright and intelligent. So, Mr. Secretary, would you agree that I give great credit to Representative Massie, who stood on the floor and addressed the Congress during the debate on this bill, and he never criticized the president. He never criticized a fellow Republican. What he did was address the facts, and he laid them out very clearly. Let me quote what he had to say here. This bill is a debt bomb ticking. Congress can do funny math, fantasy math if it wants, but bond investors don't. This week, they sent us a message. Moody's downgraded our credit rating, and the bond investors who buy and finance our debt demanded higher interest rates on a 10-year note, 20-year note, and 30-year note. What does this mean? Very soon, the government will be paying $16,000 in interest for paying $16,000 of interest alone per U.S. family. What are we telling them? Instead of taking care of that problem, we are going to give them a tax break. The frustration you hear up here, of course, is that there's denial that tax breaks don't add to the national debt. Was Moody's wrong? Was Representative Massie's assessment wrong?
I can tell you that clearly Representative Massie doesn't understand the bond market, and that any 24-hour window, as he's just said, is incorrect. That I will point out that the U.S. 10-year, which I repeatedly reference, is the only major 10-year bond that has a lower yield this year. So has a lower yield today than it did on January 1st or January 20th. German yields are higher. Japanese yields are substantially higher, but U.S. 10-year yields are lower. So I'm not sure what's on Representative Massie's mind.
So Massie is wrong, and Moody's was wrong too?
Moody's, even the Democrats say that.
What do you mean, even the Democrats?
The last time that the U.S.
I don't know. What do you have to do with Moody's? You know,
in 2011, when the U.S. was downgraded, Larry Summers, then NEC head, called Moody's a lagging indicator.
Is Moody's wrong or right? Yes or no?
Moody's is a lagging indicator,
okay,
and
so
anyone who
you can understand the frustration, and I appreciate your
Moody's
intelligence and ability to talk over. But when we're addressing the American people and we're in a hearing like this, someone as bright and as capable as you are could explain to the American people and still remain loyal to the president, loyal to our colleagues on this dais who supported the bill. There is a strong difference of opinion. And that's what is being expressed here, opinion. There's no focus or dedication on the actual facts. We'll find that out, and people on this aisle are saying, well, don't worry, there's going to be no impact on kids not getting food, 16 million people being kicked off of their health insurance. That's some mirage. That's some fictitious notion the Democrats have made up. And this national debt stuff, well, whether it's Moody's, whoever it is who has come out, whether it's the Wharton School, they're all wrong or misguided or uninformed, as Secretary Massie was. I yield back.
Today on Capitol Hill, a tense but revealing exchange unfolded during the Scott Bessent hearing, and while the moment may have sounded procedural at first, the substance underneath it is anything but routine. What we heard today was not just frustration over time limits or parliamentary rules. It was a warning about the direction of the American economy and why bond markets are starting to lose patience with Congress. If you value calm, fact-based reporting that cuts through the noise, take a second to subscribe and turn on notifications so you stay informed as this story develops. The lawmaker addressing Secretary Bessent made something very clear from the start. This was not personal, it was not partisan theater, and it was not about trying to trap a witness. The demand for yes or no answers was about time, because when lawmakers get only minutes to question officials overseeing trillions of dollars, clarity matters. What followed was a deliberate shift away from personalities and toward facts. And that is where Representative Thomas Massie entered the conversation, not physically in the room, but through his words that are now echoing far beyond the House floor. According to Massie, this bill is not just another spending package. He called it a debt bomb ticking, and that phrase matters. A debt bomb implies delayed consequences, something that looks manageable today, but explodes later when it is far more expensive to fix. Congress, he argued, can rely on funny math and fantasy projections, but the people who actually lend money to the United States do not.
If this kind of deep context matters to you, subscribe now, because we break down what politicians say and what markets hear. Here is the key moment many viewers may have missed. The warning was not theoretical. It already showed up in real time. Moody's, one of the major credit rating agencies, downgraded the United States. That downgrade is not symbolic. It is a message to investors that lending to the U.S. government is becoming riskier, even if only slightly, and risk always comes with a price.